Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 16412 Southeast Meadowland Court here in Portland. Located down in the crawl space, going into a 3-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. If you're standing, I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front door. The line pops out to the left of the front door and right between the two vents, the foundation vents. I'm down here. Theoretically, this should be a very easy clean out to find. I think it's been buried under a lot of landscaping. So that's why we're going in down here. So anyway, we're checking the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line, dropping into 3-inch ABS pipe. Water is running. And I zeroed out the foot counter there right out of the gate at the base of the clean out. So we had a little bit of standing water there right out of the gate, dropping into the line. I've got a sink running full bore right now, which is going to be exaggerating the look of that, so we'll take a look at that on the way out. All said and done, I'd be surprised if there was much more than somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch of standing water there. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs until you have at least 1 inch of water that's static with no water running at all for at least a 5-foot section of pipe. And to be honest with you, even at that point, it's still nearly 100% up to the homeowner as to whether it ever manifests itself in a plastic sewer line especially. These smooth pipe walls really mitigate buildup and stuff from hanging in there and getting caught up. All right, now we're swapping over to, my camera is upside down right now. We're into PVC pipe now. And I'll watch for a transition. That may very well be 6-inch pipe. When the line's drained out at the end, I'll get a better idea if the ABS bumped out to 4-inch on the way out there. And that right there is the main lateral connection. Cul-de-sacs are unique. Basically, every house in the cul-de-sac will converge into the manhole out in the road there. We're going to let the line drain out here for a couple minutes. In this case, it's very simple to figure out where things go because your line goes right into the manhole. Alrighty, looks like the line's drained out. It's one of the best things about being up on a hillside like this. Take your average sewer line with a 70-foot run, and it will take a couple minutes for the line to drain out. This thing drained out almost completely in about 30 seconds. You got a lot of gravity working in your favor, which is a good thing. Especially if you have kiddos in the house that are still wadding their toilet paper up like softballs. You know, if you ever did develop a blockage on the outside of the house anyway, you got a lot more gravity and head pressure working in your favor here than the average sewer line has. And out in this area here, there's no reason this thing would ever be blocking unless something abusive is going down the line. All that PVC pipe, it looks great. Drains off beautifully. Quite a clean line too. There's a little bit of grease buildup in the line, but it's very, very minor compared to most homes. I mostly point that out for educational purposes. If you are new to home ownership, grease buildup is the #1 culprit. At least in my experience, after 13 years and almost 25,000 scopes, I am more concerned about grease buildup than I am about that area of standing water, for instance. It turns your line into a sticky mess. It's what often exacerbates minor, even relatively significant structural issues like bellies and offset joints into something that can actually cause a problem. It slows debris down. When stuff stops up, it gets stuck to the pipe bottom rather than breaking loose the next time water comes along. So what you want to do is let your pans cool down, wipe them out with a paper towel, pour the grease into a jar, make some lardo out of it, what have you. You just don't want it going down your sink. A thin little coating of Pam spray is no big deal. Hot water and soap handles that just fine. The key to helping mitigate stuff from hanging up in the line, use hot water as hot as it can be, and don't turn the hot water off for about a minute after you've washed your last dish. It helps to ensure everything remains melted and emulsified until it gets out to the main. All right, we're just about back in here. So the little belly you've got in the line here, it dissipates off at about, it's right around the 5-foot mark. And so far, I have not seen an obvious transition. I think we've got 3 and 4 inch pipe. Whether it's 3, 4, and 6 or 3 and 4, either way, it's fine. That's just for my notation. That's your clean out on the outside. That thing's kind of a booger to find. Anyway, this is drained out even better than I thought. It's just teeny. You've got barely, you're between a 1/16 and a 1/4 inch of standing water here, which is hardly even worth mentioning. It's so small. If you are blocking and backing up out of a belly that tiny, it has essentially nothing to do with the belly at all. Whatever you put down the line would likely be blocking everywhere else along the way before and after it. So that's a belly that's a long ways away from repair worthy. In total, it's only about 3.5 feet or so in length. It runs from around 1.5, 2 feet to about 5 feet. Anyhow, good flow all the way to the main lateral. All the pipe is in good condition and quite a clean sewer line to boot. Sewer line is functioning properly out this time. Nice looking sewer line there.